Hello everybody, I hope you're well. Sorry I haven't been doing videos so much. I've just been taking some much needed downtime and it's summer in Vancouver finally, so it's been nice to just sit outside and enjoy the patios and just time with friends and to chill out. So I hope you're doing the same. The topic for July is the inner work, and if you've seen my last videos, you were seeing how that topic was so profound for us at the last Miracle Monday. It was, what really blew me away is how my participants were so excited at the opportunity to do the inner work, because if you've been doing a lot of it, it can feel very heavy. It can feel nonstop. It is a practice that continues for your entire life, and that's the point. The whole point is to get to know ourselves and to connect with ourselves, and it's like chiseling down to the marble. If you know about how Michelangelo approached the sculptures, he said that the sculpture is already in the marble, so you just have to take off all the excess, and that's what it feels like to be doing this digging. And it can feel really tedious if you've been in it for a long time, but I just loved how positive my participants were, so thank you so much for that. It really shifted my perspective, actually. I've been feeling that it's becoming a slog and heavy and challenging, and yeah, I really appreciated that. And I was, just really thinking this digging is really what helps us to connect to our own authentic selves, to get to the people who we really are. And that's the transformation. That is kind of the promised land, so to speak, is to be who we truly are meant to be. So, when it can get tedious, and when it can get really hard, it's really, I think it's very easy to say, well, what's the point of all this? And the gift in it is getting to know yourself on a deep level. I was actually the keynote at a workshop, a all-day event actually on Saturday. And it was amazing how the emphasis really was on being your authentic self and on finding your inner voice and on connecting to your inside. And, especially to your heart, to your soul. Hi, Becca. Thank you for watching. If you have anything you want me to talk about here about the inner work and the transformation, just type it out. So yeah, I was doing this workshop and or the keynote, and what was really coming up is how very often we're not even sure about that there's a passion or a skill that we have that we need to take time for. And very often loneliness can be the way in, or if we're experiencing a lot of anger, then we can sit with ourselves and say, okay, what's up here? What's going on underneath? And oh, hi Austin, how are you? It's so nice to have you here. So I was just talking about the inner work and saying that it's like the digging, it's like the sculpture of you. And like Michelangelo had said, that when he was sculpting something, he was removing all the excess. So it's like doing the digging within yourself to find that diamond, so to speak. So when you're doing this, it really helps you, like I was saying, to potentially find a hobby or a skill or a talent you didn't know you have, because you're taking the time to get to know yourself. And as an example, I've really consciously taken time to get to know myself, to understand aspects of myself I hadn't anticipated, such as having my own business. This coaching thing is a business, and I had never really thought about being an entrepreneur. And I discovered that my background as a dancer, for example, suits it really well, because I have no fear of getting up in front of people. I have no fear in connecting with people. I'm very okay with being visible, and I'm creative, so it's easy for me to put out content and to just get on video and talk. But it's not something that I would have really yeah, so true, Rebecca. The outlets are important. So it's important to have the time to figure out that, oh, wow, this is something that I'm really good at. Or maybe, for example, Rebecca's just posting about how having outlets are important. Maybe you want to grab a journal, or you want to try painting or collaging or going for a walk. And I'm not saying that you have to develop anything to a really high level, but you might be like, oh, wow, this is, oh, thanks, Rebecca. She's saying that I'm organized and disciplined and good at this. So thanks. It's taken a lot of work, actually. But yeah, so you might discover that you've got a talent or a hobby you weren't aware of, which potentially could maybe lead to a business or a side business even, or just something that you're hugely passionate about. But unless you try, unless you experiment, unless you sign up for a class, unless you put on your walking shoes and go out the door, you're not going to find that. And so the point of going inside is to figure out, what are you passionate about? even you might, like always say, it's amazing, you might not even know. Like recently I've been trying painting, just as really as a cathartic outlet, and I felt a lot of sadness the last time that I was painting, and I was just so amazed how I was able to connect really to this truly deeply emotional part of myself. And I write a lot in my journal, and I was doing a journaling, or I was part of the journaling workshop on the weekend, and again, like I think I was just writing some notes or something. Thanks, Rebecca. I'm excited for the next workshop too. So yeah, I was writing this journal, and yet this very deep inner voice came and kind of took on a life of its own. So it's really about taking the time to get to know the deepest of these inner voices. This is your soul. This is the one telling you about what it's interested in. This is the one that's telling you there is a path there for you to follow. Explore it, experiment with it, be curious, and just enjoy something new coming your way. It's a transformation in the sense that you learn about yourself. It's a way inward. It's a way to express yourself. And self-expression is so important, particularly as we're getting so technological. It also helps us to connect with other people because we're more strongly connected with ourselves. So this growth and this transformation, that is the point of life. And we really want to honor ourselves and honor our voice and our needs. And if something is coming to us and say, oh, I really want to try that, then try it. Like as an example, I remember taking one of Marianne Williamson's audio or online courses. It was the spiritual keys to career success or something like that. And she was talking about the principles of A Course in Miracles and talking how life is already aligned for us to reach our highest, greatest good. We don't need to strive for it. It's already there. We just have to tap into that with the power of our thoughts, in the sense of staying right-minded, which in the Course in Miracles means to stay in this place of that there is enough for us. We're not just being so attached to lack and deprivation and waiting for the other shoe to drop. We're instead looking at all the possibilities, which is only down to perception. It's our choice to see life as, oh my gosh, look what amazing thing can happen, instead of, oh my gosh, okay, what's going to happen next? Austin had a feeling you'd love that. It's true though. When you really start digging into this, it's just that we've been conditioned to believe that things are not possible for us, and that the worst is going to happen. But we have a choice. And this, to me, is the power of this inner work, is conscious decision making. It's our most powerful form of self-care, is to choose differently, to perceive differently, to expect the best to happen. And that changes our vibration when we have our hands open to receive, and we're just allowing really wonderful things to come to us. And that's the way life should be. So the power of our thoughts to change, and that's the miracle, according to A Course in Miracles, is to change is a change in perception from fear to love. It's literally just the way that we're looking at something. So all of these are practices, on a thought level, or on the level of just being curious to see what else are we capable of. All of these are transformations that are happening inside of us. So yes, absolutely. Rebecca, she's saying, got to manifest positive movement forward. And that is so true, because that movement forward is actually already there. It's just a matter of tapping into it. And again, changing your perception on it is the miracle in itself. So today I encourage you to really take a look at what wants to be uncovered. It could be on the level of thought, of perception, uncovering a new passion. Just take the time to sit with yourself and see what shows up. And when we get quiet, it comes through. It's, really letting go of the noise. And encourage you to do that and to start doing this digging. And you dig by asking yourself questions, things like, what are my motivations? Why do I react like this in this situation? Why am I getting angry about this? Why does it trigger me so much? What are my passions? What really sets me on fire? What do I hope most for myself? What do I hope most for the world? And how would I like to contribute to that? So when we start asking ourselves these questions, this is the digging. And then wonderful answers come, and it's on the level of the changes that happen in ourselves. So I hope that sparked some curiosity for you and a new path for you. I would love to hear further if you have any other thoughts, any comments. I would also love to know if you have any further topics you'd like me to do a video on. I'd be very happy to. And thank you so much, Austin and Rebecca, for joining me. It was nice to have you. And I will be back probably tomorrow with some videos. Thanks.